video, we're going to be using models to multiply fractions. So they're going to be a little bit different than the models we used yesterday. If you remember yesterday, if I was looking for like 1/2 of 4, I knew that I should multiply because 1/2 of 4 really means 1/2 times 4. But we don't know how to multiply fractions yet. So yesterday we drew dots. I knew I had to make 2 groups because my 2 is my denominator. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, I have 2 groups, but I have 4 dots total. So yesterday we learned that we should circle one of those 2 groups because the numerator is 1. And that tells me that 1/2 of 4 is 2. Today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be using circles that are divided instead and coloring the number of fractions the number of times as our whole number. It's going to make sense. Let's dive into it. For this first one, we have 3/5 times 4. Remember, times is the same as of. So 3/5 of 4 or 3/5 4 times. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our first color and we're going to go ahead and color in 3/5. As you can see, I went ahead and divided up these circles for you. So we're going to say 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. That's colored one time. So I'm going to pick a second color. I'm going to say 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. There, it's colored a second time. I'm going to pick a third color and say 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. There, it's colored a third time. And I'm going to take my fourth color and color 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. So as you can see, what we really did is we colored in 3/5 4 times. So you can see I did it once in pink, once in purple, once in green, and once in blue. Now let's take a look at what our complete answer is going to be. We've got one whole here. We've got another whole here, so I know I'm going to have 2 as a whole number. Now let's take a look at this fraction in the third circle. There are 5 parts to the fraction, and 2 of the 5 parts are colored. So I can see that my answer is going to be 2 and 2/5. As you can see, it's kind of similar to yesterday because we're trying to understand how fraction multiplication works. I'm trying to show you that 3/5 4 times is going to be 2 and 2/5. Let's dive into a few more. Now we've got 3/4 times 5. So the same as we started before. We're going to be coloring our 3/4 5 times. So we've got 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. That's 1. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. That's 2. Remember, if I color too fast for you, just pause the video. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be pretty neat. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. That's 3. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. That's 4. And we're going to use some galaxy pen for the last one. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So as you can see, I colored in 3/4 5 times. Now it's time to find our answer. We have 1, 2, 3 holes. 3 whole circles are colored in. And as you can see on this last circle, we have 3/4 colored in. So if you were to, well, that should be a 3. If you were to color in 3/4 5 times, which is what we just did, you would get 3 and 3/4. Let's do one more together, and then I'm going to have you do them on your own. We've got 4/6 times 3. So I'm taking a look at it. I know that I'm going to be coloring 4/6 3 times. So let's go ahead and get started with that. We've got 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. That's 1 time. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. That's 2 times. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. That's 3 times. So let's take a look at what we have colored here. As you can see, I've got 2 holes colored and nothing in the last circle. So that means my answer is going to be 2 holes. Now let's dive into this next one. I want you to do this one on your own. We've got 2/5 times 4. 2/5 times 4. So you're going to be coloring in those 2/5 4 different times, 4 different colors. Go ahead and work it out. Your first color, we should have colored 1, 2. Your second color, we're going to color 1, 2. Your third color, we're going to color 1, 2. And your fourth color, we're going to color 1, 2. So we can see we have one hole here, but that's the only hole we have. We've got 1, 2, 3 fifths on this one. So 1 hole and 3 fifths. 1 and 3 fifths. Let's go ahead and dive into the next one. For this one, I want you to try it on your own. You've got 3/8 times 6. So you're going to be coloring that 3/8 6 times. For this problem, you should have colored that 3/8 6 times. Let's go ahead and color 1, 2, 3. While I'm coloring, you should be checking your work. That's 1 time. 1, 2, 3. That's 2 times. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 times. 1, 2, 3. That's 5 times. One more. I'm going to go back and color, and the last one's black because I ran out of colors. 1, 2, 3. All right. So as you can see, we colored in 3/8 6 different times. Let's count up what we've got. We've got one hole here. We've got another hole here. And we've got 2/8 colored here. So my answer should have been 2 and 2/8. I hope you caught it and simplified to 2 and 1/4. If you did not get 2 and 1/4, make sure you're going back and checking your answer to see what went wrong. Now let's dive into these final 2 problems. These are similar to the ones we looked at yesterday. So we're just going to be reviewing them again today. We've got 6/8 times 9. Do you think that is going to be more or less than 9? Take a look up at the problem we just did. We just did 3/8 times 6, and we got 2 and 1/4. So think if 6/8 times 9 is going to be greater than or less than 9. If you chose less than 9, you are correct. Let's look at the second one, 2/3 times 5. Do you think that's going to be greater than or less than 2/3? If you chose greater than, then you are correct. Make sure you're looking over your notes to make sure that yours looks like mine. You can glue it into your notebook with the title. Let me go back up and find that title. Using models to multiply fractions. Using models to multiply fractions is going to be your title in your table of contents. If you have any questions, make sure you ask.